If your peppers look perfect one day and suddenly develop ugly black spots on the bottom, don't panic. Your plant probably has blossom end rot. And today I'm going to show you exactly what causes it, how to fix it, and how to prevent it from happening again. Make sure to stay until the end to see exactly what I'm doing to fix this problem in my garden bed. Hi everyone, welcome to Sweet Poppy Homestead, our edible landscape in the suburbs. For those who don't know me yet, hi, my name's Jess. We are a family of 5 growing lots of food here in the suburbs of Southern California in our 1/4 acre lot. Our goal is to eventually produce enough of our produce and eggs to replace the grocery store. We're always adding on, so make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out. Today we're talking all about blossom end rot in pepper plants because this is one of the most common problems gardeners run into in the summer. The good news is most of the time it's fixable. And even better, once you understand what's causing it, you can prevent it pretty easily going forward. All right, let's get into it. So what is blossom end rot? Blossom end rot shows up as a dark brown or black sunken spot on the bottom of the pepper fruit opposite of the stem. At first, it may look like a small water-soaked spot, but over time it becomes larger, leathery, and rotten looking. And unfortunately, once a pepper develops a blossom end rot, that fruit usually won't recover. But the plant itself is not dying. What causes blossom end rot? A lot of people think blossom end rot means your soil has no calcium, but most of the time, the real problem is that the plant can't properly absorb or move calcium because of inconsistent watering. Calcium moves through the plant with water. So when the soil goes from extremely dry to soaking wet over and over, the plant struggles to move calcium consistently to developing fruits. That's why blossom end rot often happens during a heat wave, irregular watering, overwatering, dry soil conditions, container growing, raised beds drying out too fast. Rapid plant growth can also contribute because the plant is growing faster than it can transport nutrients. Other possible causes, there are also a few other things that make blossom end rot worse. So they are over-fertilizing with high nitrogen fertilizers, root damage, compacted soil, poor soil drainage, extreme heat stress, very low calcium soil in rare cases, or too much water. Too much water can cause blossom end rot because excessive water uptake can dilute the calcium inside the plant. It can cause root suffocation. Waterlogged and saturated soil lacks the oxygen roots need to function and absorb nutrients like calcium. And it causes nutrient washout. Heavy rainfalls or flooding can literally wash essential calcium out of your garden. But again, inconsistent moisture is usually the biggest issue. So here's how to fix it. You fix the blossom end rot naturally. First, you want to remove the affected peppers, only the peppers that have the rot. This allows the plant to focus energy on producing healthy new fruit. Number 2, start watering more consistently. Avoid overwatering and ensure that the garden bed is retaining moisture but not getting waterlogged. You want evenly moist soil, not bone dry and then flooded. Deep watering a few times a week is usually better than shallow watering every day. Mulch is a game changer. One of the best things you can do is add mulch around your pepper plants. Mulch helps regulate soil moisture and keeps roots cooler during the summer. I like using natural ground covers like beans or strawberries. I also like using straw, leaves, compost, or other organic materials around the base of the peppers. I also like, and I'll show you later in this video, to use lemongrass prunings, lemongrass cuttings. It's really great. And these can dramatically reduce watering stress. So should you add calcium? If your soil truly lacks calcium, adding calcium sources can help. Some gardeners use crushed eggshells, gypsum, lime, or calcium fertilizers. But honestly, adding calcium alone won't instantly fix affected fruits because the issue is usually water movement inside the plant. Consistent watering is the real key. Also note, let's talk about container pepper plants. If you're growing peppers in containers, blossom end rot is even more common because pots dry out quickly. Container peppers may need watering daily, sometimes during extreme summer heat. Using larger containers and adding mulch can really help stabilize the moisture levels. Here's the good news. The good news is that once you correct the watering issue, future peppers are often completely normal. So don't give up on the plant. A lot of times, the first few fruits get blossom end rot, and then the plant adjusts and starts producing healthy peppers afterwards. Here's exactly what I am doing to fix the blossom end rot in this pepper plant. First, I removed the pepper with the blossom end rot. You can eat the pepper. Do not eat the blossom end rot side, but the part that is healthy looking is okay to eat. Number 2, I reduced my irrigation in this garden bed by 2 minutes less. Our irrigation runs on a smart irrigation system on our app. I will link the one that we use below. And our irrigation for this garden bed was running 14 minutes and 30 seconds twice weekly. And I reduced it to 12 minutes twice weekly because I believe that was possibly being overwatered. Our garden bed here gets blasted by the sun, so I think I was having heavy watering, and with the very high heat and the ground cover that I provided, which was beans, had not sprouted yet, I think it was getting pretty wet and then pretty dry, so I'm trying to avoid that. It's really simple and convenient to have an app on your phone to switch the irrigation times easily, so I'll link that below. Number 3, I lightly sprinkled some First Saturday lime around the pepper plants in this garden bed and mixed it into the soil, and I'll link that below as well. I use First Saturday lime for our chickens' bedding, but you can also use this in the garden. This provides calcium to the soil as it is in an organic form of calcium carbonate, and it can also deter some soft-bodied garden pests, but make sure to use it lightly. You do not need a lot of this. Number 4, I added mulch, which I think is going to help out the most. This bed gets blasted by the sun and it really dries out the soil easily. So I added aged chicken manure compost. And then on top of that, I added lemongrass trimmings from our lemongrass plant. Both of these work as mulch. The chicken manure compost nourishes the plants as well, and the lemongrass cuttings repel certain pests as they do not like the smell of lemongrass. And the lemongrass leaves are sharp and critters do not like climbing on it. So it deters pests in that way as well. I grow lots of lemongrass, and here is a video I made about lemongrass if you're interested in growing that. Lemongrass has a lot of benefits and is a great addition to any edible landscape. Also, side note, I make handcrafted organic lotion sticks, balms, salves, and more in eco-friendly packaging, and I use lemongrass essential oils as one of the scent options. It smells really good. Make sure to check out my bug off lotion stick made with lemongrass and peppermint organic essential oils as well. It's on my website listed below for more details. Blossom end rot can definitely be frustrating, but one of those gardening problems that teaches you how important soil moisture and consistency really are. If you've dealt with blossom end rot before, let me know in the comments what helped fix it in your garden. Now is a great time to check out my video, What to Plant in May for an Abundant Summer Harvest. And if you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoy gardening, backyard food forests, chickens, and learning how to grow food more naturally, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.